I think the big concern here, Steve, is broader. I think it's the weakness being projected from the Oval Office, as Kat got into. I mean, just go back 2 months ago when our Secretary of State, Secretary Blinken, was in Alaska meeting with his Chinese counterpart. And if you watch that video, the treatment he received, our country received from the Chinese, that should never happen. And frankly, I don't think it would ever happen with Mike Pompeo in a Trump administration. I don't think you'd see that from the Chinese. So that's my bigger concern here is you have to project strength. You have to be willing to take tough stands and defend those stands and support those stands like President Trump did. And we're just not seeing it. So we're not seeing it from the Biden administration. I don't think this will be the first time they have to walk something back. It's unfortunate, but that is the bigger concern I think all Americans now see from the Biden administration foreign policy. Sure.
Kat, you and Jim have teamed up with the Young America's Foundation, and it's an emphasis on America's college campuses because you're very concerned about what's happening at America's colleges and universities.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Jim and I have teamed up along with Young Americans for Freedom to form the Campus Free Speech Caucus. Because let's be honest, our college campuses these days, these aren't higher education institutions, these are indoctrination camps. And as the youngest Republican woman in Congress today, it wasn't too long ago that I found myself as an undergraduate student being attacked by my Latin American politics professor telling me that all white Republican men are the source of world conflict. So I myself have experienced the harassment, the vitriol from the liberal left on college campuses, and now we have students across the country that are being attacked, they are being vilified. It is absolutely ludicrous that we as taxpayers fund this type of behavior. So Jim and I, along with the Young Americans for Freedom Foundation, we are going to be holding these institutions accountable and giving these conservative students an outlet where they can bring their stories to us and we can educate our colleagues on the dangers of the indoctrination that is happening on our college campuses.
You know, and Jim, we've been talking for years about what's going on college campuses, but now it seems to be happening at the high school level and middle school and grade school with this critical race theory that is being pushed.
Yeah, it's happening everywhere, Steve. Think about just in a general sense, your First Amendment liberties over the last several years. Every single right we have under the First Amendment has been assaulted. Your right to practice your faith, your right to assemble, your right to petition your government, freedom of press, freedom of speech, every one. There are still places today in America where a full congregation can't meet on Sunday morning. 4 weeks ago, Steve, I spoke to the New Mexico Republican Party in Amarillo, Texas, because they couldn't assemble in their own state. Their governor wouldn't let them. They had to come to Texas to find freedom. And you can just go down. As we speak now, you can't go to your United States Capitol to petition your member of Congress to redress your grievances because Nancy Pelosi won't let you in. So every right we have, and it's most drastic on college campuses, as Kat points out. And that's why we're forming this caucus to push back and stand up for the Bill of Rights, for the Constitution, and most importantly, for your free speech rights under the First Amendment.